Hi, if you guys are out there with me and you can hear music, I can't get it to turn off. So, okay, let's try another thing. Wow, that was interesting. Okay. Well, that's one reason I was late. I could not get the music. I just popped it on there real quick and added it to my entrance, and then it wouldn't go away. So, welcome. Okay, that's why I'm late. I was trying to get that fixed. So, we're going to continue working on our little house for Mrs. Claus. And I do have my glitter snow. So, Lexi brought that to me from the warehouse. So, I'm pretty excited. Okay. Still can't find mine, but it'll show up. And then let me just get my other things over here. Okay. So when I left you, we had already done this and really happy. And I got to show you something. I wasn't going to show you, but I got to show you. So something is coming. One last thing. And I'm just going to show you the template. And you'll kind of probably get the hint of what that is, right? So I'm excited. Going to finish that this week. But we're going to finish this right now, which I just absolutely love. So we're going to be working on now this inside box. We're going to create the inside box, and we're going to create the little house. So we're going to actually do the little house first. That goes on the very front. We have our base done, and now we need to make our little front, and then we're going to decorate it tonight. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I've probably got a ton of pieces here, and half of it I don't even know what it is because some got mixed up, and I have some of the originals. So there we go. Hi, Tanya. So what I'm going to start with are the two small pitched pieces. Like I said, I've got some extras here, different things that those we don't need. And I should have had this all out, of course, and I did not because I was working on something. Okay. My pieces really did get all mixed up. These are the box. Anything that's 3.5 is your box. Those are extras. Okay. Let's check out our sides here. Now, these are our sides, but once again, we're going to lay it down here because they were pretty little when the printer uses their machine to cut, but it looks pretty good. 3.5. And they are 1.25, and they're 3.5 inches. And we have 2 of those. So our roof, okay, these ones aren't marked, so these are our door, these are our sides, and that's just stuff. So I'm going to put my roof pieces that are 1.5 by 2.5. Those are the roof. 1.25 by 3.5. Hi, Janice. And then are you still with our little cutie pie? Okay, 3.5. So what I want you to do is measure, and if it sticks up at all, you can trim it. But it looks pretty good. Well, I'm going to actually take just a hair off. Yeah. Wow, that one's really long. Okay. Oh, yay. We have recitals tomorrow too. Well, school things. And so actually, see that? I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off mine. Tomorrow night, we've got recitals too, and I'm excited. Oh, you'll have to just send us pictures. And then we have another one Saturday for the nutcracker. Okay, because you do want those flush to that point. And let me take it to my big cutter. This isn't going to handle it. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling better about that. Oh, cute, cute. Well, we're going to take a little bit more off. The reason we're having to trim these little sides is during, you know what? I'm going to beat my husband. Came down here with his boots from outside, and he brought in rocks. And if you know Skechers shoes, they pick up rocks really easy because of the circles on the bottom. So I picked up his rocks. Okay. You know, this is, I don't understand why I'm not getting this down enough. I'm just, okay. And we really do have to do this now because we cannot, perfect. We can't do it after it's wrapped. And even though it's a huge hydraulic machine and I get everything marked, it's when the pitches were cut, I think that's when. Hi, Tiffany, I'm so glad you're here because you always give me the common sense way to do things, you know, after I do it the hard way. Where were you when I started? Yes, guys, use your handy dandy pencil because then you won't have to cut it so many times. And now that you've mentioned also, Janice, that she's a candy flute, I bought these most wonderful, because we have a Mrs. C's Candy, or C's, you know, C's Candy just in Ogden. And now I want those peppermint patties now that you've mentioned that. I don't know why, but I can't eat chocolate while we wrap. Okay, so we are going to wrap. And then one thing, if you notice, this worked really well. And you can't see the glue, but Tanya did bring up, why didn't you leave the flaps out? And I'll have to show you. So I am leaving the flaps out, as you can see, the barn that I'm working on, because we've got so many crazy angles, right? I would suggest, I'm going to tell you, well, I hope all the designers like C's Candy. Oh, yes, we all love C's Candy. We are going to leave those open because Tanya was correct. We're going to use those for connectors. Sometimes
I get to working. But you know, it turned out great. This is very strong because I dropped it and it stayed together. And look at, I'm just loving that. Oh, I know. You know what? It's gotten pretty bad, Janice and Tiffany. Rick bought some candy at the store. He gets a sweet tooth once, and I'm like, I can't eat that. You can taste the nasty chemicals. You can just, it's just, I don't like it. Um, so I made sure I did get us, some C's candy. Okay, so now I'm kind of down to my bits and pieces on my score tape sheets. I need to maybe get some more out, but I'm still down to bits and pieces. But we've got to use everything. And I just really see a kind of a change in the crafting industry next year. That, especially with Country Craft Creations, because we've got some more paper collections coming, but they're not being all released at once. Christmas we released these because they were an excitement, but we also had the other ones that were found that it won't be released because you know what? I think we don't want to bombard crafters with so many collections. I don't know. I kind of feel that sometimes companies do, but also, I print local. We do everything local. And embellishments. I'm excited though, because I just really see a lot more of these handmade embellishments, handmade houses, more handmade in the craft world than relying on, what we're not getting anymore with photoplay closing. So I'm excited to make more fun things like this. And I know the designers are always making fun things. Okay, Garrett's popcorn. We don't have one around here. And Anne Marie sent me some for a birthday once. It's the only popcorn I like now, Janice. It is some of the best popcorn I've ever tasted. So anyway, just thinking about that today, about the handmade things for crafting that handmade stuff like this, I think it's really coming back into style, because that's what I'm getting a lot of requests for in the store. Handmade gift bags, different things like that they can just use without having to buy embellishments for. I hope that makes sense. Just kind of one of those predictions that you can kind of feel the change. Yeah, Garrett's popcorn. In fact, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I was trying to remember the name of that popcorn company. I'll tell you, when we had it, it was like crack popcorn. We couldn't stop eating it. I'd never had any like that before. C's candy and Garrett's popcorn is like what you take to bed with you, and you just read the best book and you eat the candy and the popcorn and you have hot cocoa, and it's just wonderful. All right. Houses are 3.5 by 4.5. And then you should have some small pieces already for wrapping our 1.25 by 3.5-inch sides. And you don't really need a full inch on the edges. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to use a spacer. I'm just going to lay them down. Yes, that's the one that is my favorite. So I'm just going to do about 3/4 of an inch.
instead of the usual inch. Oh, you know what? You know what? No, nobody likes it. And you know, it's really weird. Really weird. It's like they go in, make popcorn, FedEx picks up, and then they close. So, you know, I don't know really what they do. I'm just leaving about a 3/4 inch. Yeah, the popcorn next to me, I was really excited when we first heard it was going in until I tasted it. It's like this wet, chewy, get stuck in your tooth. I got a caramel ball. First year they were there and ate it on the way home, and I couldn't even bite it. It's just the weirdest popcorn. And I don't know, they sell a lot of it to somewhere. FedEx picks up tons of it every day. And then they close their store. It's so odd. So once again, I'll just leave that 3/4 of an inch. This is going to be the sides. So because it is the sides, we're not going to wrap the sides. They're going to stay open. And then we will wrap the bottom. And add up just a little. Oh wait, we can wrap the top and the bottom. No, I won't wrap the top. I'll just wrap my bottom. It is gross. And I bought a bottle of their caramel. It's supposed to be theirs. And I'm like, it was just to support them when they first open. And I don't even want to open it and eat it. It's weird, but it scares me. I mean, it's not that people, you know, nobody's dropped dead, I'm sure, from their caramel sauce, but I'm like, no, their popcorn's terrible. You know what? If I had a cute, and it could be cute, they finally put a machine in. You can go in and buy sodas. Man, I would really turn that into more of a, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Tiffany knows, though. Could be really cute little cafe type place if it was good popcorn. Okay, I'm only going to wrap the bottom out of safety. Yeah, we're just going to wrap the bottom. came out too fast. Okay, for the house though, let's go ahead and we're going to want, that's not going to be wide enough, 2 pieces that are 5.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to cut my 6.5 first. Yeah, my 2 5.5s. For this, we do want the 1 inch. I mean, you can have the 1 inch on the other one too. That's going to work just fine. It's so little. Okay, our second one. Hi, Sue. It's who in the Austin area? Me or the popcorn place we were talking about? Me, if I'm in Utah. I'm in that one state nobody knows exists. It was funny when I got married 40 years ago. I mean, they knew my husband was at Hill Air Force Base in Utah, but they asked him, so you're where? In what state? You guys, Utah. You guys know Utah exists. Okay, so let's do our angles. And we're going to fine tune them a little bit more. And those are going to be used to connect our roofs this time. So we're going to start by with the bottom. And then just burnish the side, creating that straight line. Whoops, my house almost fell off. Okay, now let's go ahead and do that pitch. And now we have all of our marks. And I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom. Okay. Now you've kind of created a diamond here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to follow the line up that we've created with that creasing. going to take just a little off. We won't need that much for this little guy. We need to cut right through the center. And then we're just going to follow the creases. Now when we fold that over, just like the bottom, now we can put our scissors against the edge of the chipboard and do our angle. And we're just going to snip it here at the top. Take out a little pie shape. And fold that over. Now that will just connect to the little roof. Okay, and this is going to connect our sides, but they are going to be much too big because we're only working with 1 1/4 inch sides. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of that also, because this little front house, you can see how small the sides are. Oh, and Sue, I'm also online. We have the online store. I was online for 11 years before, or what, 9 years before we opened this store. Here in Utah, the brick and mortar. And now it's kind of funny because we're like, yeah, we have decisions to make next year because our lease will be up. It's really odd to think that 5 years have gone by this fast. Wait, maybe I wasn't online. I've been online for 11 years now. I don't know. My brain is, wait, who are you missing?
No, nobody.
Oh, the dogs are here. Okay. Okay, that's all ready to go. And we'll do the same here. So when you're folding the side, hello, Monica. Like I said, just make sure you do that straight line as if this was square. Okay. We'll do the angle pitch, and burnish all the way so you can create your lines. Get this back over here. And we'll start snipping.
What did I not do here? I didn't get a little triangle. Well, that's really odd. You know how I made a little triangle before? Okay. Well, it's not here this time. Oh, I know why. I think we need to cut this down. No? Well, that's really odd, you guys. Take a little of that off. Well, that's okay. We'll just follow this one up. It's always a mystery with paper crafting. And just fold that over, and we're going to miter that side a little bit more. I guess it just came out shaped a little different on the other one after I did the cutting. Threw me off. Never seen it do that. Okay, let's go ahead and push in the side and then just clean up that edge. Push in that side and clean up that edge a little. Put that apart. When you fold it over. So what I'm doing is just see how that's sticking out. What I'm doing is just going kind of at an angle. So then I have a nice pitch. And we'll close up the bottom. Okay, then our little sides. So we will put this down. Or not. You know what? I did the barn this way that I'm doing. And actually it worked really well because I was able to then put this on the side. So yeah, go ahead and leave that up. We're going to kind of try something a little different. And then just burnish well so it lays flat. And remember, we want that side to wrap there and this side will wrap to the inside. And if you want to use score tape on that edge, you can. And get it right along that edge and then even at the bottom. Now, if for some reason it's sticking, your chipboard sticks over, it's better to have it stick over a little bit than the bottom not be even, because you really could trim that with your scissors. Okay, and then when that wraps over, we want to, one thing we want to make sure it's not going to be like too long, but we're fine because I did, can't remember if I trimmed that or not, but I did trim the other one and it will just overlap. Okay, our second one, now that's going on your opposite side. Yes, I am.
let me tell you, the Whispering Willows. Actually, there is a kit with instructions, and I did get more in. That one, because the instructions come with it, and it's one of the buying groups. I'm in Crafter's Home. They have a video that will go with it, and again, it's one I can't do public. So yes, I was. Oh yeah, we have some Seas candies here in Utah. So there is one that will come with Janine, the owner of 49 Market, did, and there will be a video link for you. But you know me, like I told Lexi, I'm doing my own, and I'm doing my own with. There is one out there for the family history, whatever. But I'm like, I'm doing my own because, guys, I don't like private videos like that. I mean, I understand it, but I also I just do things so different, as you know. Um, oh, good, Tanya. Good. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you were able to get it together. I have to do my own thing. It's not that theirs aren't beautiful and they don't do a great job. They're just so yes, I am, but you guys, it won't come till we're done. We've got Vicky Booten's album I'm doing, and I'm doing Doodlebugs. But I will have those all. My goal is next week we're doing both of them so we can move on. Okay, so we've got that part of the house, and now we need to do the same thing. We're going to flip this upside down. And you could even do your tops if you, cut your pattern paper if you want. Now we're just going to lay this right on top of there. So I will have a kit for the 149 a market. That's the family history. It is a pre-made album, but I'm doing, and there will be parts of that, but I'm doing my own stuff along with it. Okay, so we have it together so far. Now we want to go ahead and do the sides. Put it together. So I'm going to do the short side. Okay, it should lay flat, but I do want to make sure, yeah, my edges are straight first. Okay. Now we're going to do the sides. My glue right up next to the chipboard. That tip sometimes brings out too much, but that's okay. Just fold that over nice and tight. And burnish along that edge so you can keep it square. Ooh, too much glue. Now, if you put glue right there on that edge, you do want to kind of furnish that out, rub it out, or, you know, smush it around under there. Okay, so now your house, it's pretty good. It will be even stronger with the roof. So I'm just going to burnish those pieces across the top here, across the top of the chipboard, because you don't want it to be, you just want it to be nice and tight. We're going to lay the roof there. And see, you want them to flatten. Put him on the inside. Okay. So now that's going to be ready for the roof. But let's go ahead and let's mat this first, because it's going to be easier for us to get in there with our paper, with our cardstock. And on this one, oh, I used, okay, let me get into the paper that we cut for the sides. Actually, I used some of that. But the way I cut it the other night, let's see. We'll see how it works. And then I used this for the sides to match what we already did on the front. I had some on the front, so we're going to have to, I'll have to cut into another piece, and I'm going to use my 8x8. And it has the Christmas balls. It was this one. I'm just trying to decide if we want to just go ahead and cut into another 12x12. Because we actually have quite a bit of paper. Oh, and we don't have to cover the back side, so we're only going to cover the front. So it was this one that I used so that some of that would show. Or you can use the bulbs. But then we covered it with windows. So I am just looking for us to see if there is a better alternative without cutting into. Like I said, because we're going to cover it, but ever since this happened, I'm now loving the greenery. So, you know what? I think this will be cute. Because some of this will still show. Or this side. This side. So I'm going to take it from this upper corner. Then I'll still have all this. So cute. Okay, so let's cut a 4 3/8 because it's 4 3/8 long. I'm going to go a little bit over. Then I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut a little wider than 3 3/8. Like I said, we are going to put doors, but some of this will peek through. So you can also maybe have a wreath. So you can definitely pick. Oh, let's go ahead and cut the sides. So you can choose the crystals or not. I'm just going to go with the non-crystals. Actually, we'll go with the crystals. You know what I did before? I cut it from, this is the piece we used on the box. So I'll have the crystals on the sides. And I am going to cut it 1 1/4, the full width. And you want 2 of those. You could even wrap it, but you can mark it with your pencil, but it is 3 1/2. So I did go a little bit over 3 1/2 again, just till I check my fit. Otherwise 3 3/8. Because remember, I had to trim my sides. So if you had to trim your sides, start with the full 3 1/2 and then go from there. Okay, let me trim just some off. When we wrap it, see how it expanded just a little bit? I could have even gone a little bit wider than a 1 1/4 if you don't want so much black to show. And then this one, so decide what is going to be your front. Set up just a hair. Hi, Sheila. Sheila, you missed. I did show. It's in the works. And Sheila gave me the best idea, so I haven't stopped since she told me. Okay, let me get my eraser. And the sides. We'll do those, pop on the roof, and attach to the house. Oh, that was the right side. That doesn't show right there. So, nope, the bottom is fine. One thing with the barn, Sheila, it'll come with a template. So it'll be easier to cut your paper. Now, see, this is all crooked, and it's okay just right there a little bit because my roof hides that. Because it's the shape of it, but I'm able to also do a template. Hubby has been, he's been my assistant. And since he builds a lot of things, he's been very helpful. Okay, make sure that's nice and down. And then also I need to tell you guys, be prepared. Don't make plans for New Year's Eve because you know we have our New Year's Eve crop that goes over a couple of days and it's free. So we are in the plannings of that also. That's just a fun online crop that I do on Facebook over New Year's Eve. And we celebrate together. Last year, I didn't quite make it to midnight. I'm going to try this year. Oh, hello. Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. But you know what? It's amazing. You know, if you guys were watching with the gingerbread house, do you remember how I had to stretch this like a pair of shoes, and I put spacers in there, or my I put this, and I got it wet. And I had put those in over the weekend and stretched it. It's such good paper that you can do that. Okay, house part is done. Now with the little roofs, we're going to want to use that green piece we have also. And we are going to wrap this in the brown though, because I mean black. I just don't like. I just don't like to wrap it in this stuff because it wears down. But we're going to totally wrap this because we've left the sides of our houses to attach it to. Let's go ahead and get our. You guys, I thought I covered this in score tape, but I guess I didn't. Me either, Janice. You know what? I am up at midnight though. Last year, for some reason, I just couldn't stay awake, and I don't know why. I can't remember. But now I don't have a problem. So I'm hoping at midnight on New Year's Eve, I don't either, because you know what? I'm really excited to just get rid of the last, basically the last 5 years. And we're starting fresh with 2026. Everyone's going to just have a great everything. Oh, now we get to hear Wilbur snore. Yeah, these houses don't. The one thing is there's a lot of wrapping, but once we get the wrapping done, then we get to decorate. I think I'm done. No, I'm not. We have the base. Okay. It's totally up to you guys. If you want to do, the spacing between, these are 1.5 by 2.5. So you can do it, well, 2 is going to be too big. I do like 3/4 of an inch all the way around. I'm just going to estimate here. This is my 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to move it out a hair and then trim it. I don't mind the wrapping. I don't. It's just there is a lot. There is a lot. I definitely like the wrapping better this way. Oh, Janice, your Poke Tools are beautiful too. See, this one's Tiffany's. No, I have yours down. It's over in the, I use it over there on the Cricut machine. Excuse me. You guys, I'm not tired and you're not boring me. I get the yawns at this time at night, but then I wake up and I'm fine. And Janice, you made a lot of Poke Tools for the retreat, so. And the things, if you've seen my studio, which I keep saying I'm going to do a big tour of, I just can never get it clean to the point where I want to do a tour. You'll see I keep all the things, and it's like, it's just because it reminds me so much of the person that made it. It makes them so much more special. So I know what Monica's saying. It's not like the Poke Tools are beautiful. that you and Tiffany make it, but it's that you gave it to us. That's what I love the gifts that we get at retreats. Oh yeah, the homemade is my favorite. I need to get busy and get some gifts made this year for the retreats. Oh, is that why? Maybe so, because sometimes it is like this morning, my husband and I were brainstorming because he wants a laser because he's got a big work shed. And I'm like, all of a sudden my brain started going and I'm like, oh my gosh, my brain's going to explode here. I can't do this. Too many more ideas in my head now of what we could make if you had that out there. These out so we don't get them in our work. Okay, guys, we're almost there. We're almost there. I'm going to start with the bottom. Oh, the whole thing. And actually, this is small enough. I'm just going to add my adhesive to all sides where it's small enough it won't dry too quick. So famous last words. So my glue bottle dries. Okay, we'll fix that in a minute. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Well, my bottle's almost empty. That's part of it. Okay. Now we can get the matting cut for the roof. And our roof will go like so. So you should have enough, or if you want it to, match, you can go this way, or if you have enough, you can go this way. I think we have enough. So 1 3/8 by 2 3/8. We'll ink the edges. So we're supposed to get snow tonight, and I hope we get a substantial amount. Does anyone else out there have any substantial amount? Janice, I saw you had quite a bit at the farm. Oh, 4 inches. Wow. I wish we'd get 4 inches. It doesn't really stay. I'm pretty close to the Great Salt Lake. So we get where I'm at, the lake effect. And we get it, and then it doesn't stay, but the mountain just 7 miles east does. Oh, didn't Jim come with you to see her program? Or did he come up later? You too? Oh, Deborah, I love snow too. Yeah, I could handle 12 inches. I remember the days we used to get snowed in. I loved it. It didn't hurt my feelings at all. Okay. So if I do it right, see, they match, Janice. I did it correct this time. Okay. Let's grab the house. Now, one thing with the house, I have to tell you, it's best to get your house. You don't want this to stick over the back, because now we're going to glue this flush with the bottom. And see, your roof, it's going to sit against the house too. So we're going to put this down first. You could also, let's do that so it doesn't move as much. Let's go ahead and add some score tape. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll bet they are working crazy with the sewing machines, aren't they, right now? Okay. So these are just going to be like my anchor pieces to help grab it, hold it in place while the glue is drying. So if you want, you could also add it here, but I usually don't because I want to make sure I can move it. Okay. I don't want to go all the way to the edge. The goal is it won't We don't want it to come squishing out all over our house. Go along the bottom. Okay. Now, I'm just going to eyeball it. If you want to measure, but I can pretty well tell 3/4 of an inch from that side, 3/4 of an inch on that side. So you're going to have about 3/4 of an inch on each side. Yeah, I heard it was pretty cold down there in the North and South Carolinas. I have a friend in North Carolina that said it was freezing. Oh, not that stuff.
That's a lie.
He brought me down some candy. Okay. So there is the little house on the front. Now we want to put the roof on. This way. And this way. Okay, I just have to grab a candy, guys.
You're okay.
He bit my candy. Oh, take these with you. Don't leave them down here.
That's what I want.
Rick, Jim said it's 13 degrees at the farm.
Wow.
It's cold.
They got snow?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's grab our tabs. Now I am going to go up here and smear it around on the edge. I know it looks very messy. I'm the messiest glue person. But hey, it does the job. Okay. And just like the big one, we want it to come up to that point. Now, we're going to push our hand in there. And I'm pushing on those tabs. Oh, yeah, Rhonda, that's one reason I would not live up there on that in Minnesota and all those areas like that because it gets cold in the winter. Oops. Now, this is also, you could actually get like, I don't know, if you could get a rubber band, just, you probably couldn't, but you could try. Now I'm going to go along the edge here where our roof is going to meet. I also have snow on mine. But I'm going to do it a little different this time. That was the original part of the snow. I got it at Michael's because I was waiting for ours to come in and I didn't like it. Okay. Get in there to those tabs. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think that's so cute. I just love that green plaid. All right, let's just put some pressure in, pressure down. I must not have pushed my house back far enough because I should have a little more overhang than that, but I don't. But that's okay. He left, Sheila. He came down with these arms full of candy. Okay. Oh, it's so cute. So we are now going to get out our windows. No, we're not. We got to make the box. I was getting too excited. I want to decorate. We have to make our box. Actually, remember I put that at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to make the box that keeps our house on the foundation there. Okay. So we have two pieces that are 3.5 by 4.5, and that's this long front. And then our sides, that's what those are for. There we go. 2.5 by 3.5. But here's where we're going to go that way. We're going to take, well, I can use mine. Okay, that's an example. Now this is kind of loose. You have that extra sheet of chipboard. If you wanted, you could cut these a little bigger. This house is a little looser than the gingerbread because I learned when that gingerbread was just too tight. So these are 3.5 by 4.5. And actually, I mean, my opening, those aren't the right ones. And see, that's kind of odd because these are also 4.5. No, measure that again. It's 5, sorry. So you could recut if you want it to be a little snugger. You could cut these with your extra piece of chipboard at 3.5 by 4 3/4. See, right now, let me show you. It is a little bit loose. I'm okay with that, but I just wanted you to know it goes this way. I just wanted you to know because it's probably looser than the gingerbread house. It has, looks like an 1/8 of an inch on each side. A little more. So you can cut different pieces if you want a different size. I will go ahead and keep with the 3.5 by 4.5. And then our 2.5 by 3.5 is our width. And then our folio, get back in there. See, and then our folio is going to sit in there. And then we'll be making that other small one, and I believe it will fit in here too, with our extra paper. And then you can put other things in there if you want. You can just put loose pictures, an envelope with loose pictures. So you get to pick there if you want to change the size. I just want to double check. We are good with the 2.5 by 3.5 inch size. Okay, we're going to wrap that. I know. Here we go. We got more wrapping to do. And let me grab some more of my scraps of score tape. I've gone through and tried to organize it all because, I mean, this is, I've got to go visit my own warehouse. I know where I can get some. It's just a matter of remembering to get it when I'm there. Oops. but we're just going to use up all these little pieces and leftovers from other projects. Okay. There we go. That won't quite fit. All right, let's go ahead and cut those apart, or you can line them with your score tape, or if you're using a wet adhesive. Of course, wait if you're using the wet. Put that on. Actually, we'll put that on there, and I can throw it out. Okay, let's cut our cardstock. We want two pieces that are 5.5 by 5.5, because we do need those connector pieces. So 5.5 by 6.5. So I'll go ahead and cut my 6.5. And then my two 5.5-inch pieces. And the other scrap I can use for these. So these are 2.5 by 3.5. So 4.5. Five and a half. Yeah, 5.5. Pretty cool. And then, what did I tell you guys? 4.5. So 4.5 by 5.5. We need two. So you can get that out of one piece of cardstock, which is always a nice thing. Hi, Vicki. How are you doing? Okay, I'm going to, tonight, I am going to keep working on this, just so you guys know, till we're done. Because after we do this box, and we put the windows on, and a lot of you are going to decorate different, some of you, then that's just going to leave. Are you ready for this? But the two albums, and those are being recorded, so I'll have those up Saturday. That's my goal. And you'll be able to get your albums finished. Everything will be ready for you to finish everything. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Whoops. We're supposed to leave the score tape behind. Oh, there. You know, and it's nice when things come together without a major disaster. We've had some little ones. Oh, I am. I have my space heater in my studio down here. Because upstairs, he keeps the heat on 67. It gets too hot. Okay, we're just going to wrap our chipboard. And you guys should be a pro at that now. Okay, now the important thing, we do not want to wrap the sides. We can wrap the top and the bottom, but we have to leave these side pieces out. We want to connect this just like the house. Cut out all the squares. Okay, top and bottom only. Oh, I told you wrong. Take the bottom off. We only do the top. So we only want to do 3 sides. We need those. Those are our floor. Sorry, but you should be able to grab that if you're working with me. Now, if you wrapped it, that's okay, and you can't get it off, we'll make another hinge. You'll take a 1-inch piece by 5.5 or 4.5. And you'll score it at half. I mean, you'll score it at 1. So it's 2-inch by 4.5. Score it at 1, and you're going to put it on top of here and make yourself another hinge. If not, just grab it real quick like I did. Sorry, we need that bottom down. We're only wrapping the top. Okay, is anybody working with me? And how many of you said that word? I'm sorry if you did. but it's easy fix. Okay, only one long side. Which is the top. Okay, now the sides, our sides are the 3.5 this way. This is our width. So it's these two and this bottom that we're not going to wrap. We'll just wrap this top. Just the top. One more. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, let's get our pieces. The flap at the bottom is the bottom, and these two are going to connect our sides just like we did on the house itself. So let's go through and burnish these sides before we put it down, because you want them to be more down like so. Just like your books, bare chipboard to bare chipboard. Why is this too short? Oh, there we go. I need to yawn some more and get some oxygen to my brain. Okay. So we do want to match the tops. Again, you could use some score tape if you like. Small enough, I'm not going to. Okay. Match that up right there. And I do push that down to make it kind of flush. If you can't, if your bone folder gets stuck, then just push it down a little bit more, because you're pushing out that cardstock, and then it's just much nicer. Okay. Or we can put this one on. Right on the edge. So we do want to map the inside of the box. That's something you could do as you're going. I just do it after, but if you like a nice flat surface, you could go ahead and do it as you're going. Okay, now your box should come together nicely when you fold it over. get inside of there. So that's what we're going to connect the box to the bottom, and then we will put our pattern paper on there. This one just looks smaller to me. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, it's not. It just looks really little. I don't know why. Okay. We're going to do the tabs just like we did the house, right along the chipboard. This is your chance too. See if there's somewhere the glue missed. You can get it down in there. Back on this one a minute. There we go. And one more. Okay. Now your bottom, just push that across the edge of the chipboard so it will lay down for us. Oh, I just want those on the inside for some reason. Okay. So we'll just add some glue on the edges or whatever you're using. Okay. And then there we go, to keep it square. Oops. Okay, there's the box, and then we just want to We're going to mat the box. You know how I mentioned you could even put it cattywampus like that if you wanted. You can do anything you like, actually. And I'm happy with the fit. And I'm not putting it down now. I just wanted to check everything. Okay, so for the inside, I'm going to use my 8x8s. I don't need those scraps. And they all came with it. Okay. And let's see, we do have some that we cut into, which are just fine to use for the inside of the box. I'm just gonna, because we've already cut that. Unless you're wanting something, you know, really specific with your box. One thing that I liked was the fireplace. But I kind of, well, the reason I cut it the way I cut it is because this is only 3.5, but I'm going to cut it different. So I either cut off some of the fire, or I have the fire and cut off some of the, does that make sense? Or you may not even like that at all. I cut it so that night was there, but I wanted to open the box and see it. But I don't like that either. So or you can have it so you have the kitty and part of the fire. That's what we're going to do this time. I'm going to have part of the kitty, and it's 3. We know it's 3.5, but do measure side to side. You know how sometimes it grows. Yeah, see, it grew to 4 5/8. So I'm going to cut it 3 3/8. That was not my regular. Oh, it wasn't? So 3 3/8 and 4.5. So I have the kitty and the Christmas tree. And then for the back side, I don't want to use that because now it's cut off. So let's go over to this piece. And the back side isn't, you know, it can be anything. Let's see something. Three and a half. I'll have the wording. By 4.5, it's maybe too big. And if that's the case, I'll use the back side, which is the ornaments. Yeah, because I cut off a stocking. So I'll just use the ornaments for the back side. Excuse me. Trim is needed. And I've cut my 3 3/8 now since I'm not going to use that side. Whoops. Now our sides are smaller. This is already 3 3/8. So I'm going to, yeah, we've already got the height. So now I need to just do the width. I'm just going short of 2.5, and that stocking will be perfect. And that is not the correct height, but I'll fix that. It's 3 3/8. So I'll have the stocking on one side. present on the other side. Take some off the top and some off the bottom. There's my kitty. Okay, inside. So we need to cut 4 more pieces. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the bulbs for the inside. Let's cut our bottom first. So your bottom is going to be the 2.5. Mine comes out to be, I'm going to cut 2.5 by 4.5. And then I will adjust from there. And it's going down on the inside. So I need to take a little bit off the sides. See, that will be on the bottom. That fits good. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this and put it down right now. No, I'm not. This one goes down after we put the box down so we can see better, but that's ready. Okay. Then we want 2 that are 3 3/8 for the inside. And 4 3/8, or measure yours. Don't think that's going to be long enough. No, so I use that on the sides, which are 2 3/8. See, you guys, you got to watch me because I'll end up cutting something I'm not supposed to. This was the other one I cut, and I didn't get the fireplace. And so I'll use that one and that one. I just need 1 more for the sides. And of course, let's see, what have we here? 2, 3. I have this awful feeling. No, I cut one of these for the back, didn't I? Yes, I did. So I'm going to use this one for the back since it's a smaller print. And we don't really look at the back. Okay, now I have my outside. And now my inside can match. The 3 3/8 and 2 3/8. Okay, we're getting there. So see, those slide down nicely. And we're just going to go ahead and ink the edges and put those in. Except what I do with the bottom one. Oh, here it is. Okay, that one is safe. Running out of glue. Slide that right down. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes, you do, Crystal. You do need you need some new Christmas paper. Okay, now let's do the outside. That's the back. Here's my front with the kitty. Back. Thank you. They have been fun papers to work with this year. Okay. A little long, but that's okay. Yes, they are. They're on countrycraftcreations.com. I know the gingerbread, everything is reprinting. So if I'm pretty sure, I think this one, I may be out of the 8x8, but my printer, she's printing as fast as she can. So I think tomorrow we'll be picking up our reorder. That's the nice thing. I can just call my printer and she prints us more. So if for some reason it's not coming up, this one's Christmas Delights. And then there's the Gingerbread Village. But if they don't come up, it's just because they're out. Wow. Oh, you're in England. Oh, yeah. Shipping is terrible. Boy, that's late to get off work. But I remember you were with us the other day when you were getting off work. And so it's now, what, Friday morning, ready to start the weekend and craft. I would love to come over and craft in England one day. bring the papers and we could do some fun classes together. Okay, let me check the back. Nope, that one fits good. Okay, well, they are going to be available any day. And I even have been doubling. You guys are just you're making lots of stuff this year. Okay, there we go. Our box is matted and we can grab the base. And the placement is what we're going to be looking for here. So if you have your ruler, you like to use a spacer, anything like that will work. Or just using your pencil. I'll get out my L shapes because they're so helpful. Okay, and it's best to put the house on. Put the house on, and you may want it at the back. And then you could put a lot more things in the front. You could put trees, you could put, you could get some little deer. I know my granddaughter with her 3D machine. Oh, that would be cute here. This one, I just placed it pretty much evenly around. You could bring it up to the front. However you guys want your placement to be. Yes, and then I'm going to place my spacer down. Push it up to the top of my scoreboard so I have a border there. So it looks like I'm going to have 1 1/8 on that side and 1 1/8 on my left and right side, but I'm going to push it back a little. So that made that 1 1/4. And so it's 1 1/8 if you want it centered. 1 1/8-ish, guys. Okay. And I'm going to the matting of the paper, not to my edge. I just go to the matting because it's easier to see. And this is definitely crooked. There we go. No, that's not enough. So it looks like to make it even, it's only going to be about 3/4 of an inch. Or in between 3/4 and 7/8. Eyeball it. Okay, and let's turn it so you can check your top to bottom if you want it centered. Once you've looked at it and you feel that it's where you want it, and I wouldn't overlook at it, lift your house off. And it does look like it's not in the right place, but you've got this extension of the little house here. Then I'm going to mark my corners. Nope, you can't see. There we go. Just with the dash mark, so I know where they go. See, and then the house, okay, we're good. Then you can turn it over. And once again, if you want to use score tape for a quick grab. Wait a minute, Janice, what are you doing still out of bed? I just looked at the time. I noticed you commented. You must be in your flannel nightie lying in bed right now. Nice sturdy box. I'm going to check my marks. Especially my right hand one, because I knew that was the one that was most accurate. Okay, I haven't pushed down yet, so 1 1/8. Well, yeah, it is about 1 1/8. Okay, now I can go in and burnish it. Oh, I'll bet she was exhausted from dance. Okay. Then our little piece is going to go on the bottom. You know what? I just put my box on backwards. Oops. Kitty was supposed to be on the front. Okay, well, I guess we will look at the back. That's okay. The ornaments are pretty too. Oops. Pay attention to your front and back, unlike me. Okay. I could always fussy cut a kitty out if I wanted. I don't like to, get my hand down in there yet because I don't want my box to move until that glue is solid. So I'll just use my bone folder here. Okay, check my edges. There we go. Okay, let's grab our little box, not little box, a little bag of goodies and your gold paper and your door. Because, yeah, I'm going to keep going until we're done, and this won't take much longer. And then you're going to want your 8x8s because we're also going to fussy cut. Let me show you the windows. It's going to come from our 12x12. Those are too small. So I was looking at this and I'm like, those are so cute and so perfect. Why are we not using those? So what I did is I know you're not going to like this, but we're going to cut into it. Crystal, this one there is not. I was able to cut more of this one, the gingerbread. And you can see these are the gingerbread village is little chunkier pieces. But Mrs. Claus, it has so many pieces. I just don't have, I wasn't able to cut any more right now. But you could do the gingerbread village in this paper. Okay, now we're also going to use this. We use it on the side. So I want you to just kind of cut this out right here. Now you could also use these other windows, but you've got your cut windows, the cut windows in here we're going to use. Okay, so this, we do want to be a little bit careful. This window, I did not use it all, but you could. And I've used these two. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this out. See, I put this on the side. And this time, you know, I am going to cut the window out this time. I didn't last time. I used the window I cut, but I think I'm going to just go ahead and cut them out together and see what it looks like. Yeah, I just might leave those intact and use that instead of the other window this time. Okay. And I did cut the snow. And then I'll put some of the snow on here. Okay, I'm going to ink these edges. And now what I did is I did a double matting. So you may not want to, but it's up to you. In your kit, you have the white matting cardstock. I'm just trying to get a hold of it. There we go. So while we're cutting out the second one, this can be drying, but leave space because we're going to cut a border, and then we're going to put that on top of black. That can dry. Oh, I have to tell you though. Oh no, we're going to use those in the front. Okay, if you did both kits and you have one window left over from the gingerbread house, you could even use that one if you want to use it instead of one of these. Okay, now on this windowsill, I did make it a little bit darker with my ink. Now this little guy, we're actually going to cut out the window panes and we're going to put those on our door. That's what I did there. Okay. And let that one dry. And you're going to leave just a little bit of the white. So just keep your eye on the window part as you're cutting. Okay. Once we get that one, we're going to put it on the black. And the black makes it pop. Kind of thick, so I want to make sure it's flat. All right, let's cut out this one. Now you guys know how to keep me quiet. Fussy cut. That's the part I can't talk. It's like driving. You can't listen to the radio loud if you're, you know. Okay, remove a little more of the black. Okay. See how cute that is? But we're going to put our door on first, so we'll go ahead and put that over to the side. And we're going to just need that little piece in a minute for the door. Okay, I gotta look away for a minute because I can't. That black. Oof. Okay. That's the worst of it, guys. I promise. Except for we're going to cut a soldier. Okay. Let's get our papers a little more organized here. So I did put, let me show you, on the original house, this is from the 12 by 12. If you like the 8 by 8 better, the smaller one, then you can cut this from your 8 by 8. And then here we go. We want our 8 by 8 cut apart. Oh, no, I had it. Where'd it go? Okay. So, and I never did get I need to get the machine out. My scan cut, but I used this bow on the top of the house, and I did use him. I know, and you're probably like, no way am I cutting out. But they're not hard, I promise. He really isn't hard, and we're not backing him. Okay, so we're going to cut those two guys out. And I think that's all we need from our paper right now, because we're going to use our poinsettias and things from our bag. Okay. Crystal, I do give the chipboard pieces sizes at the beginning of the video. And so if you want to cut some chipboard, you can cut some chipboard. You'll just need, and then there is a mini album, but I did give all the chipboard sizes. So you could go back to video 1 and just write those down and then cut yourself up some chipboard. I have so many other kits right now, and I have the barn one coming. And plus 2 other albums that I have to do the tutorials for on the kits. Otherwise, yes, I would cut a ton more of these, but I can't. I'm sorry. I am making more of the barn kits this time so that, because I'm using Christmas at the Inn, because Sheila is the one who gave me that suggestion. Okay. This I ended up putting on the roof. This was those stickles I had mentioned that I did use, or you could use some glossy accents or some other things. But you do have, well, we have those two little gold beads, but they're for our poinsettias. Okay, let's cut him out. You can do it. I'm rooting for you guys. And if you don't like to cut it, recruit a friend, a family member. Really, if you just breathe and then relax when you're not busy and cut him out. Then that makes a world of difference too, when you don't feel rushed. I think the candy cane's the hardest. So I do come back to that. I really am going to try tomorrow to put the scan and cut. I have to move out a couple of machines and put these through the machine. I was supposed to do it last time. Okay. I mean, if you've got some really little scissors, let's see, those little teeny ones for sewing, the thread scissors, those are really nice to use. Or you could just cut this off. There we go. Okay, I just lightly went over the edges with the ink. I didn't redaub it, you know, get it dark. I just wanted to shade it in the white parts so it matched kind of the shading already on the graphic. Bone folder, and let's round those bows. He stays flat. And now let's get out that little tiny piece of chipboard. And it measures 1 by 2. And it's going to be our front door. I'm going to ink it now, and might have to ink it after we put our paper on. But I'm going to go ahead and get those edges. Push hard there. There we go. Get those edges nice and brown. Okay, and then decide on your wood grain. I'm just going to cut a 1-inch strip. and you have plenty. And then I'll just cut it off instead of pre-cutting it. I decided. But I'll match up one edge and then the bottom. Okay. Okay, let's let that dry for a minute. Now we want to cut a piece of white cardstock. Oh, that's not wide enough. I am going to measure, but I'm sure it's 1 1/8. It is. One and 1/8 by 2 and 1/8 is going to be the white. You know, that's what that one measures, but I don't know for this one. Oh, no, that's fine. Now we need a piece of black. Thought I had a little piece. I do. No, I don't. Okay. So this one's going to be 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, we're almost homebound, guys. Okay, this is going to go on top of the black and it will sit at the bottom. And then the door will sit on top of the white. Okay, center that as best you can. I know it's little. Oh, I was going to say, I thought I had my other knife out. Okay, trim that from our door. And then I don't like the, nice smooth edges. So let's get our nail file out. And it'll also take off any that's excess and just go down. Always go down so you don't rip it up. Kind of make it look real. Now I did go up because I wanted it to come up just a hair. Okay. Now we'll ink it again. Okay, we're going to cut out the window pane. This way it matches the windows. I'm going to cut it right along there so it still looks like some snow is there in the window. I mean, you could even cut that piece out and put it above your door. Okay, this is little. Let's see. Let me straighten that up. I put it in the center at the top, by the top. Okay, let's take the house. First, I'm going to put this down. Now, I did put it over to the side. Okay, smaller window up here, I think. Yeah. And this will come right down to the bottom. So it looks like it's sitting there. And then after we glue that on, we'll glue the door on. Okay. Make sure. Let's put our window there. Okay. Put this right to the bottom of the house. How you guys do? Oh, wow. You guys are still with me. Sorry, I haven't been looking with all the fussy cutting. Okay, door. Okay, your door is also down to the bottom of the white. And I did put snow along the top. I'll do that again on this one. Now this one doesn't have a doorknob, but if you have anything in your stash you want to put there for a doorknob, I didn't. Mrs. Claus wants to go in and lock the door and not have anybody open it. Oh, good night, Tanya. Yeah, I knew. I'm sorry. I know this is a long one. It's been 3 hours. You guys are troopers if you're still with me. But I figured let's just get this done since I won't be live tomorrow because we have the kids' programs for Christmas. And we're almost there. And then we'll just have our albums to do. Okay. Then the window. This one just doesn't stick over like the other one. I don't know why. The snow really dresses this up. It's thick, so we'll make sure we get all layers. Okay, then let's do the side windows really quick because the side windows, I did not put the gold behind them. Okay. I didn't put the gold behind them because I wanted the ornaments to show. This one I did put black behind the window. I put, oh, because there was nothing there. So if you want, see, I put black cardstock. I cut it a little bit bigger, and then I matted it with an ornament in the window because there was nothing there. And then I put the window on top of that. You can do that, but I didn't put the gold in these because I wanted it to look like the window. But you could also, no, that's gonna, oh, there you go. This one would go good on this side. So if you want to use this or just cut the awning and put it over a window, that you can do that too. Or you can have a window in a window. Or you can do the window and then the awning. And you would just cut it from here to there. So I don't know. And then you could leave this one off actually on this side. And this could go on the back. So either way, your fish orange wide eyes. I don't know, guys. You're going to help me here. So first of all, we are going to round the awning part. And just like we did before, we can put some chipboard back there. And then we have it kind of 3D-ish. Or I can take some cardstock and put it behind this window. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this one. And then on this side, I definitely don't want to cover that up, and I don't want to put gold in there. I did put gold on the front. So I'm just going to put these down as is on this side. Or you can put it down and do like I did the other one, cut the awning off, and it can go here. Oh, that'd be cute too. That's going on that side. I like it. So I'm going to put a window here to kind of accentuate. Now you could also ink it, but and I'm going to put snow on the top of it. So, and I'm not going to put, but you could put acetate in here definitely. You guys, I had to cut 400 windows, but it was so worth it. Okay, now, because this is, oh, let me show you. This is this. Remember, but I cut the paper differently. This, I fussy cut from this that I've cut off, and I put it on top because I loved it so much. But I've already got it here, so I won't. But you can fussy cut that from this page where it's the couch and the windows. You'll cut this tree out, and you're going to pop it up just like I'm going to show you to do with your chipboard. Or if you've got foam, that will work. Now this, I had just cut that window bottom piece here because I thought, oh, I'll use that there. But you know, I'm going to keep it together this time. I'm going to keep it together. And this, I'm going to put snow at the top in a minute. So these little guys, let's go ahead and get these prepped. So I'm going to have an extra window that'll probably go on the back. These are going to have the gold. So you'll want your gold paper. And again, you're going to have lots of this. And then I'm just going to cut my gold again at the, just a hair short of 1 1/4 and a hair short of 1 1/2. I do have some of that too, Janice. But it's, isn't it blue? No, I thought they were they white snowflakes? I need to look. Yes, some snowflake acetate would be adorable. I hope I cut this right. But it's okay because I totally lost it. There it is. My measurements tonight aren't sticking with me. Is it wide enough? No. I did that again the other night. Sometimes in short, 1.5. So almost 1.5, but not quite, because we don't want it to stick over the edge. And then the gold is supposed to be, you know, the light inside of the house. Janice says it's not this year's, is it? You know, I don't think I've looked at this year's acetates. I mean, I made the album with the rest of it. I love their acetate. Okay. Now the window is also, that's a cute place if you have stickles or any glossy accents, or the other one that we carry by crystal glaze. I actually like the crystal glaze. Okay, I knew I should have used my tweezers. This year's Christmas had the Halloween, because they didn't have a Halloween one this year. Okay. Woohoo. We got our windows. Let's put these on the front. See, now it comes alive. She's up in her sewing room. And then just decide where you want those to go. Oops, don't come unglued yet. Okay, and I'm just using the line across the top there. That glue will dry clear. Oh, I think you're right. Yes. One of them had a blue, because I have it over here and I kept looking at it thinking, that's not going to go. Now, if you don't use your big window and you want a big one going across, now let's keep our windows straight. So after we put the Christmas delights on, see, this is going to go on the front. It could even go there. Either way. Okay, for this little guy, what I'm going to do is, especially with our extra pieces of chipboard, mostly I just want the top. Or if you have some foam, um, you can use some, you need some big foam, but I have to show you this. So I brought this home, and I think I did show this once before, and I was like, I sell this. I should have brought home the whites. And you guys, I about died. I'm like, yeah, we can use this instead of the chipboard. Do you see how thick this is? Okay, this is the Barely Art. And some of it is so thick, it's called the Shadow QB Starter Pack. I don't know why it's a starter pack. Oh, what's in your pack? You get the 1/8 inch, a 1/4 inch. Yeah, they're 1/4 inches. Now think of what a 1/4 inch is. So you can cut the chipboard like I did on the gingerbread. But I'm going to try these because I was like, oh my word, they are thick though. I'm telling you. So, because I want it to kind of be rounded this way. I mean, you want some 3D, you're going to get some 3D here. And get one kind of over at the edge. So they're in black or white. They are available under Barely Art Glue on my website, countrycraftcreations.com. And they are super thick. And I wonder if they did that for it, because some people do use just chipboard and it works, but I'm like, wow. I mean, and they're strong. So, I mean, can you see? Can you see? It's just a block of foam. It's so cool. Sheila, craft room. Okay, you saw what I did. I kind of rounded it. Oh, you know what? I want more ink on the bottom of the window. Okay, there is no problem with that being three-dimensional. I still couldn't believe it. How thick. How thick that is. Isn't that cool though? Whoops, you can see it on the sides. Okay, well, I'll probably add some stickles. I'll add some, never mind, we'll add snow. We have snow, we're good. Okay, you guys, we're almost there. We're going to add our flowers and stuff on the top. We're going to add snow, and we're going to get the Christmas delights, and we're going to be good. So you've got some poinsettias in your kit, and we're going to take apart the leaves. Okay, so I have one of each for the big flower, and then, but you can also arrange these any way you like. So we're just going to kind of squeeze together our edges, just pinch them. And these were cut with the artisan. Now, because this one is a little bit tighter, because it's little. Now, you can also use your foam ball and your foam, your flower shaping tools, which are also these guys. And because this is a foam mat. You know, I don't know what happened to my foam mat. I'll just kind of give them a different shape here if you want. And then I do open those after I squeezed them, because I just basically wanted the texture. And if you've got embossing folders, just run them through there, because I don't want them to look so stiff. I did put snow on the tips of these too, and they look really red here on the screen. For this, I'm just going to use the fingernail. I'm going to wrap it around the ball. Can't remember if this one was too big like that. Okay, let's just do these guys first, the two smaller. So I'm just putting the tip in and kind of creasing it in the center. And I'm breaking it off. That's okay, because I'll just glue that back on. So I'm going to glue this on. With this little guy I broke. And you will never know. Yeah, he's your extra. So we'll just go up the center. Just put it, your ball there, hold your leaf, go up the center. Oh, upstairs instead of sewing room? I just made lines in there. Okay, let's cut out from the 12 by 12 our Christmas delights, and then we'll mat that. And again, I'm going to mat this on the gold since we have so much. Original one I did in the black. Oops, and make sure you leave a border when cutting this out until we decide the size. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let's put that away so we don't. That off. And the bottom. And measure. So mine's about 3.5 by 1 5/8. So I'm going to cut my gold at 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Or you can use black. The original one is in black, but we have so much that I'm going to use this. And then I'm going to round the corners. And I promise we're almost done. Long video. Oops, there it is. That's probably too big. I'm going to take 1/4 inch off. So just also measure yours. There we go. That looks better. My gold piece came out to 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. Okay, so with my medium one, which is the 7, wow, we're not cutting good here. Clean my punches. My edges. I like it on the gold. I just accidentally closed my other screen, and that way if you guys are saying something, I apologize. I didn't notice I had closed it. There we go. We're back. Did I put anything in the center? Nope. Okay. Once again with my bone folder. Then I'll come out here to the edges so I have this little hump there so that I can glue it down. Kind of like so. Okay, let's put our little soldier down first, right on the edge. I may have to cut the gold paper a little, so I'll put him first to make sure. And I did put him right over to the edge, and his candy cane was hanging over just a hair. And he's guarding Mrs. Claus's craft shed. Okay. No, I think that will be fine. Okay, this we have to hold. And I'm just going to squish it in the center a little bit so it'll pop up some more. It's kind of like the neon sign. Come on. No, let's stay. my first poinsettia down. We'll put the gold balls in just a second. And the green leaves. Okay, let's see. Put that down, and then I'll put the little one in. After this dries, I'll show you. I did put snow on the leaves with the paintbrush. And then we can shape them more how we want. Make that one just a little bit shorter. Okay, and you do have another leaf if you want to use that. And then I'm going to just add a little dot of glue. And we're going to get out the gold, your gold balls. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my new pickup tool we have in stock that we just got. No more having to play with, and I have one Janice gave me too. And I couldn't find the tips, but now we have the tips and they do fit. Whoops. Okay, you're supposed to stick there. Stick. Okay. It needed more glue. Underneath. Okay. Now we can put the bow on anywhere you like. I'm going to put it right on the edge. Center it somewhat over there. Now you've got plenty of more things to fussy cut and play with. And once this dries, I will get in here and also poof up. There we go. Poof up the edges like so when it's dry. And now we're just going to put some snow on, and we're done with the book. We're done with this except for our book. Then I can play with that some more. Okay, the glitter snow. you're going to want something that you can dispose of to stir it up, or that cleans easy. So I use my pencil bone folder, and I like this because it's what do you call it? It's like whipped cream. Sheila, do you still feel yours is yellow? Okay, popsicle stick, anything that you want to use for your snow. There's no right way and there is no wrong way for putting your snow on, except for I just dab it. And then just imagine in your mind what snow looks like. I'll have to get in there with a paintbrush. Yeah, because this is supposed to be non-yellowing decorative snow. Oops. I just love the cleanup after we craft. Yeah, the one that turned really, really yellow for me was that Ranger. It was like, ooh. Well, it's not really snow, but okay. Because I can see that black, get in here with the paintbrush. I didn't check the foam there. Now, if you want to go back and do layers, you have to wait till it dries. So if you've ever done mudding on drywall, it's kind of like that. So I'm just adding this all over to the top here. To make it look really full of snow. It's like frosting. No, I'm trying to, come on, glitter. Here we go. Okay, and then I don't want very much. Now, if you have powdered snow and you run a glitter, I have this package of it actually, or white glitter. You can maybe go over it. And add that glitter, Sheila, and make it look. I have this package from the Vicky Booten project. So this is what I'll do on the leaves. I won't do them all. Tonight, because that's going to take a while, but just to kind of show you how I go around the edges there. And then I used stickles, but this time I'm going to use the snow because I didn't have, this snow, and I don't like that. Let me try that again. That's better. And then I'll wait till I poof this up, and then I just actually went around the edges as if I was distressing it. And since it's such a slanted roof, I figured most of the snow would land down here on our little smaller walkway. I'm going to fill in the roof there. There is really no right way and no wrong way. And when you look at it and you're like, ooh, wait till it dries, and then you can layer. I did go all the way around her roof. So I'm going to try and make it, there we go, hang over the edge a little bit. And if you're a mixed media artist, you're probably like, oh my gosh, think you're dying over my mess here. Because I'm not a mixed media person. Whoops, what's going on the front anyway? There we go. Yeah. Just play with it. Or leave it without your snow. You could also cut some borders. That's exactly what I want, is to hang over the edge. And you could also make a lacy border across the top. Before you add snow, or not at all. There we go. Kind of make those peaks there. And I did add some snow on top of the window here. Well, Sheila, maybe the birds peed in your snow. Just kidding. Sheila, get some white paint and glitter. Okay, then I want some snow up here. Okay, and like I said, snow anywhere you want or don't want. Needed to come over the edge. There we go. So play with it. Just have fun. Make it yours. And then I'll let this dry. I've even thought of just covering this whole thing in with snow. But I like the green also. You know, the whole roof. So I just might do that. You might see that way. But that's our house. Plus, I'll let this dry and then I'll go back through and see if I need to touch it up or whatever. So guys, we are done with our 2 houses. We just have our albums left to do. And I hope you guys have enjoyed making this. And thanks for hanging out with me so long tonight. We got her done. The house is built. I think I am going to cover that with snow, by the way. So have fun, play with it. And thanks for joining me. And I'll see you in the next live. Bye-bye.